So something that has been frequently requested of me is a proper tutorial on the Great Hollow, because all of the runs I posted with the Great Hollow have ended up very well, and I happen to love the map. But, unfortunately, the community does not seem to share that standpoint. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just queue Depth 5 solo until I get a Great Hollow. And in the meantime, while waiting for a Great Hollow seed, because in solo you can just reset Deep in Night without losing any rating, I'm going to try and best explain how to play it. This is not Great Hollow, let's just get out of here. Oop, not desktop. I'm going to return to title. Again, it doesn't cost you any points in solo, so there's nothing really wrong with doing this. So there are a couple points about Great Hollow. Is that, in order to succeed in Great Hollow, and I haven't really mentioned it, but this is kind of focused towards what you do in a team, because that's really where I mostly play. Is that you need to get the crystals. You need to get the crystals. That is how you play Great Hollow. And most of the time, your teammates are not going to know that. So, what I recommend you to do is to go out of your way and get them yourself. So, I'm going to be showing how I do that personally. When eventually we get there. Not Great Hollow, get out of here. This might take a couple tries, although I would not recommend skipping ahead because I'm going to be explaining some very important mechanics of the map. Obviously, solo is also a little different to trios, where in solo you need 3 crystals as opposed to needing 4 in trios, but normally in trios your teammates will have got at least 1 crystal between the 2 of them by the time you get the other 3. And in any case, the main objective of getting the crystals in the Great Hollow is so you can go to the castles. You want to go to the castles on day 1. This is super important. Because the castles is where all the loot is at. In Deep in Night, each castle spawns with almost entirely red enemies. I think in each castle there are either 2 or 3 enemies per castle that spawn not red. Like the big enemies that you kill and you get a lot of money out of and drop a weapon, a choice between a weapon and a passive buff. So that's why going to the castles is extremely valuable. Especially considering how in this map, Night Invaders are much more of a luxury than in regular Limbo. Given that only 1 spawns, and in Limbo 2 spawn, and they're usually scattered across the map, as opposed to being in 1 of 3 set locations that are kind of out of the way anyway in Great Hollow. Is that it's super important to go to the castles, and that's where you get loot. On day 1, if a team is coordinated, not even necessarily coordinated, more so paying attention rather than being coordinated, you can easily clear the entire bottom right castle. And that's what I'm going to be doing. You always go to the bottom right castle first, and you always enter the sewer at the top. So all I'm going to be doing this run is getting level 2 and just get crystals, go straight to the castle. Whenever this run starts, this may take a couple tries. I tried to, the last solo video I did, I probably can't show it now, but I reset like 10 maps to try and get it, and then I eventually just picked one that was a mystery boss, so I didn't really have much information on it, and it was a new map, so I figured it would be interesting, but anyway. No Great Hollow again. Now, at this point, I think I've explained everything necessary to start the map off, start playing the map. So you can go ahead and skip ahead into the video to where it starts. I'll leave a timestamp in the description. There is more stuff that I can explain, and I really do need to explain, but I would rather leave that in the context of an actual run. Pretty unlucky odds so far. On DLC Night Lords, it's an 18% chance for Great Hollow to appear and about an 11.7% chance on regular Night Lords. Again, there's not really going to be much I'm going to be saying here, so if you can just skip ahead. Yeah, I mean, this might take a couple minutes. I could also play Great Hollow in, like, a regular expedition, but I think it's really important to play it actually at depth 5. Because that's the context I imagine most people are also going to be playing it in, or at least most people watching this video. Because most people still play it, who are still playing this game, are playing Deep of Night. I'm quite unlucky at this point. Probabilistically speaking, I should have had it by now. Oh man, I am still mad they turned down the rates. It used to be like 29% to get it on a non-DLC Night Lord to get Great Hollow and Deep in Night. And that was so fun while it was a thing. But that's part of the reason why I'm making this video, is because like a lot of the community really does not know what they're doing when it comes to this map. Which is presumably why they turned down the rates for it. Really? Still no Great Hollow, huh? I must have reset 15 maps at this point. it's only a 1 on 9 on regular runs, and almost a 1 in 5. Really close to our 6. Really like the 2 out of 11. It's between 1 and 5 and 1 and 6 on DLC Night Lords, but pretty annoying nonetheless. Two out of 11, come on. Oh my god. I think I played this map too. I remember starting here in a Harmonia expedition once. That run was a disaster though. One of the teammates disconnected and the other guy was a cheater who I think rage quit. And I was not able to beat the Night 1 boss. Anyway, not that that's really important to anything. There we go. Alright. So, okay. It's Caligo. And we're in the Great Hollow, finally. After like 20 fucking resets. That took a while. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by clearing the starter camp and getting a level 2, and then just going straight to get crystals. If I were not so shit as to miss the scarab. And to get nothing useful anyway. In the case of a trios expedition, I would actually go straight to crystals and skip the level 2 part, but since I'm playing solo, there's nobody who's going to get that level for me. So I need to take this, little time loss, and immediately what I'm doing is actually I'm going to take this Spirit Spring right here, or Spirit Spring, the Hawk Airplane. I'm going to set up Knight of Dregs on the way, so I'm actually, strong enough to beat up the enemies in the castle. I am using this build again. With a slight modification to my relics. Again, this is the modification I made in my last solo video, where I'm just using a relic that offers me a bit more leeway and form of being able to withstand damage. I'm not even going to bother with this church because I'm going to get it on day 2. On day 1, I will go attempt to clear out most, if not the entirety of that castle. And on day 2, I will go to this castle after getting the crystals and start in the sewer. We do not have a crystal here. That is a crystal spawn. Right by this. What do we have down here? Bloodhound Knights. If we were Omen Killers, Raider's moveset can actually beat up Omen Killers at any level, like with 100% consistency. You just have to be a little careful in this case because I'm playing Knight of Dregs and I've currently got a status effect on me. I also am going to take this Grace here. to save a little time in the form of healing. And when I drop down, Knighted Dregs will start building up again. By the time I'm done with the, like, I have to go get all the crystals, and it'll be about 8 by when I get to the castle at that point anyway. So here's the first crystal. Like, if you spawn in the top right, always take this path. That's a lot of whips. Always follow the path that I'm going in now. I don't need this. Jump attacks can be good. Neither of these are useful. It's a Black Knife Assassin who I do not really want to go kill. There's another crystal over there, which means that if I'm remembering right, there should be some crystals down through this path off to the side. I'm going to heal here, so I don't have to deal with the rot actually being active on me. Which means that, as far as Knight of Dregs is maintaining, I'm going to have to gesture again, but that's fine. Especially considering I don't want to be taking damage going through where all these ants are. So, by now, I've already got all 3 crystals. In trios, this route would also work because there's a crystal right under the hawk in this crystal layout. The hawk spirit tree. I do need to gesture on time. Be careful to not get bit by the ants, but they don't chase me up this far anyway. So now I will go to the castle and I will start here, because that's what we do. You always start at that location in Grey Hall. Yeah, again, see, there is another crystal here. So in trios, this route, you would be able to get all the crystals on your own while either your teammates follow you or they start at this camp up here. This Red Wolf would not be a dickhead. That would be cool. And it looks like I actually have a bad circle spawn. So I'm going to rely on being able to kill the sewer enemies fast enough, which means I need them to not be curse plates, because Raider's moveset allows for you to completely stunlock Banish Knights and Omens and stance break them quite fast at that. So if it's those 2 enemies, I will be able to completely clear out the sewer. All 3 enemies down there. If not, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. And it looks like it's Banish Knights. Fantastic. This is the best one for Raider. I will absolutely have enough time to kill them all. Gonna keep this guy out of my way first. I would like them to be red, but either way, it's fine. The first one being blue is okay, because he'll give me blue loot anyway, which I want. I am supposed to get hit with my skill there, though, because I would have the stamina to actually land more than a couple of attacks. Hit, stunlock the Banish Knight. And I think I can finish him off with another light attack here. He just has that little HP. Improved charge attacks is a pretty good passive. I'll take that. Now, I go up this way. I will be able to kill this Banish Knight down through this way. Knight of Dregs is on 10 already, courtesy of proper management. Gonna level up. Hope that I get to keep it, and of course I don't. This is a little unfortunate, but it's fine because there's only one Banish Knight here that's actually still in the unfortunate range of the circle. Make this reasonably high precision jump to keep running. Totally did not almost get owned by the, whatever you call these guys. I'm gonna fish for a weapon here. Speaking about fishing for a weapon, that's about the best thing I could have found in that chest. Make sure to kill this torch-carrying guy. Recover a little stamina before getting that crit. Circle's moving in, but I have plenty of time to kill this guy. I'm gonna have enough stamina to where I can attack him twice. Skill. Using my skill recovers my entire stamina bar, and then I can kill him. And the other Banish Knight that's down through the rest of the sewer will be in the, I might take the stamina recovery here. I don't really want continuous HP loss. Will be inside the circle. So even with a bad circle placement, like this, I'm totally able to do whatever I want. I'm not going to be needing that. What does this have on it? FP on landing attacks, which is not really all that useful. I'm realizing now I don't happen to have any flasks left, which is unfortunate. Now I do. I'm going to try and not take damage here because I don't have a lot of extra HP. What I'm going to do here is run away from this guy and then drink a flask. Wait for my skill to come back up. I'm not really at risk of anything here. I can kill this guy with a running attack here. That's what I'm gonna do. And already look at that guy. This guy can be 50k souls. This is why the Great Hollow is so good. It's because all the enemies just give you a ridiculous amount of everything. What boss is this, by the way? Caligo? I don't really need any of this stuff. I'm gonna be playing Axe of Godfrey when I get the levels for it. Now, there are a couple things I can do in this position. One is go into the castle and actually beat up the Bird Knights. But those guys are pretty hard to kill as Raider. Like, they will out-Raider you in a way. They can just tank through everything. So what I'm going to do is actually go down here and try and beat up the enemies down here. Because these enemies also give quite a lot of money. This is another thing you can do. They give money and they give loot. I think I will start either at the Deathrite Bird, or not Deathrite Bird, regular Death Bird, or the guy down this way. Yeah, this dude. Fit for a weapon. Shield Crash is actually a weapon. You know what? Yeah. I'm not going to be using it in the long run because I do have Axe of Godfrey and a Chart Attack up. Maybe I'll just use Chart Attack. Like, should stance break him here. I won't be using Shield Crash in the long run because I have Axe of Godfrey and a Chart Attack up already, plus whatever I find in the shop. I might die here because I am status or not. Get to do this and ult. Another bonus about getting the crystal early is that you can spam ults. How is this guy now stance broken? There we go. Kill this guy first. Hopefully get a nice starter weapon or just enough runes. Yeah, this will work. This is a fantastic weapon for killing the Death Bird, which is what I'm going to do next. I would also like to level up here because I do need some more flasks. I do also have to set up Knighted Dregs again, though. You guys just get out of the way, so just enough time where I can hit the Grace and level up, and then if you would attack me again, that would be cool. Please actually thank you. I did keep Knighted Dregs that time, which is nice. This holy weapon should make quick work of the Death Bird. And I'm going to kill these guys for weapon passives. Because that's what you do. You really need weapon passives to be strong. Also need to not be shit at the game like I am and just missing all those dodges. I think that Straight Sword had taken damage with damage negation on it from the glimpse I got to look at it. Fortunately, I do lose Knighted Dregs, but I think I'm strong enough to where it shouldn't be a problem. Unless my souls went underground, that would be terrible. What do you got? Don't really need that. It's Golden Vow, not any of the other holy buff spells, unfortunately. It's damage negation while casting spells. Unfortunately, not what I need. I should stance break quite soon, I think. Yeah, there you go. What am I getting hit by? I think this had stance breaking up on it. If you could not be in my way, that would be cool. Who is shooting at me? The man fly over there. I need to get this and get out of here. I have to kind of make a gamble and run for the grace that's over here, or not. I don't think I have time for it, actually. This is a bit of a rough situation, because I have no flasks. I'll just have to use the fact that solo is... Either the fact that solo is easier than trios, and you get a free revive every night, or I will have to go over here and quickly depose at the mini-boss that spawns here. I should not be needing shield crash, or jump attacks. We have a flask. It is unfortunately Loretta, which is very difficult to kill, so I'm going to have to make a mad dash for one of the graces. This is going to be very tight timing. I think this one is definitely close enough for me to get. I know where it is. It's on the path leading up to where the kite and cell swords are. There's a red crossbow right there, huh? Gonna want to check that. I should barely make it to this in time. It's gonna be within 2 ticks of my health bar going down. Just like that. Level 10, I can use Axe of Godfrey now. Now I will be doing tons of damage. I don't have damage negation, unfortunately. So I'm still in a bit of a rough spot. But I can do enough damage where I'll tear through everything very quickly. I guess I have successive attacks to gain damage, which is useful when you don't happen to have anything else. Looks like it is a Tibia Mariner. Why the hell did you show up? Not take as much damage as I need to, or not take any more damage than I need to, rather. Because, in theory, this should be really easy, but I am bleeding a bit faster than I would like. So now in the current match situation, there's quite a lot of things that I should do, and I would benefit quite a lot out of doing. At this point in the game, I don't really need more loot. I have Axe of Godfrey already, which is one of Raider's best weapons. For the purposes of the tutorial, I might make a suboptimal decision and just show, like, how to actually move around the map better. Stuff like that. I need to get hit, actually. Shit. I'm not gonna be low enough health for Nightreign to start taking. Whatever, I'll just start ripping this guy's health bar. If that's low enough. Whack a bunch of these guys, and then ult, and then that'll kill these two. Now it's a perfect time in this fight to kill all of the skeletons. I don't know why none of them are really attacking me. Not the time to do that. So, anyway, as I was saying, there's a couple of useful things I could do at this point. One of them would be going down to the Dupe altar in the bottom church area. Because I have a charge attack up. I'm using a charge attack weapon, so I'm going to be doing a ton more damage if I go and do that. That was not the time to summon a Deathrite Bird. Can I just kill this guy real quick, please? Thank you. Alright. So yeah, what I'm gonna do here is I think the best in this scenario, like knowing how to use all of the tools this map provides to you is very valuable in your own runs. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down to the Dupe altar. If you have a very valuable weapon passive like the charge attack stuff I have right now, going to the Dupe altar is absolutely worth your time. I mean, it's just like if you're playing Everjail or Night Invader, that's like Night Invader in particular. This is like going out of your way to get 3 Night Invaders for a comparatively pretty small investment. Well, I'll be really careful against this guy. As I did mention, the bird dudes are very hard to kill with Raider. Being very careful. Also very bad at killing this guy. and getting owned by a bird. I should have just left this guy here. I think I'm gonna ignore this guy. Forget the sunk cost. Go down to the dupe altar and dupe the charge attack weapon and get out. And immediately after that, I will go to the special shop, which I've noticed right here, because he usually has a ton of weapon passives, and that's just what you do. That's like an objectively really good thing to do in any run you play, is just go to that guy, because he's gonna have a ton of weapon passives that you can use to get stronger. Like, weapon passives are the main way of getting stronger. For melee attack power, that is pretty good. Like, this melee attack power I just picked up by killing a red enemy to look for red weapon passives is an extra 12% damage. I also really need damage negation perks here. I'm trying to backstab this guy. Or not, because the backstab animation didn't work. That's unfortunate. That's especially weird considering he wasn't moving. I need to actually land some attacks on this guy. I'm going to take care of his minions first. This guy, I don't think this guy's health is toned down for trios, unfortunately. Try and hurt him as much as possible. I'm probably going to die, unfortunately. Where are you? This attack again? Really? 7. Count to 9 there to guarantee that. Oh, motherfucker. I should have killed him. You can count to 9. That attack always hits 9 times, and you're going to have a window to attack him, but unfortunately I didn't use it properly. Oh my god, and he died to rot too. Adding salt to the wound. He died to rot. Unfortunately, I do need to go down there to dupe my charge attack weapon still, but that's okay. I also will probably make multiple iterations of this tutorial because there's a lot of ways you can go in Great Hollow. It's a very, very dense map. How did you get down here and pick up my money? Weird guy. Brute attack when two-handing. That's a damage up. I'm not even gonna bother with the stance damage up. Libra. Interesting. Charge attacks up. I have a full inventory of damage at this point. Thankfully, Libra's actually at a really nice location. So I'll go get Libra. I will go pay for Libra, and then I'll go straight to the special shop, and then, depending on where the circle is, I'll clear as much of either castle as I can. Ignore this guy. He's just really hard. These guys, in particular, are just kind of annoying to kill on Raider because they poise through everything, and that's annoying. Was hoping to dodge that. Pro tip against those guys, they're extremely weak to status effects, though, so if you have status effects, like a couple of bleed procs usually kills them in, like, just like that, especially in solo. Ow, what the fuck are you doing following me down this way? I do gotta hurry my ass up, though. I'm gonna get rid of this item first, and when I get to the special shop, I will buy the Silver Scarab. Or, not Silver Scarab. The Silver Scarab's what I have in my inventory. Just to get more runes, because that's what you do when the... Oop, not this. You always take a Symbol of Avarice when it's Libra, because you get... Libra increases the damage you have based on how many runes you have in your inventory. Build up Knighted Dregs, and it looks like the circle's up here, so I will get to show off my Day 2 castle route, which is good. Something I wanted to do. With the enemies being red, I would get like 50,000 runes per enemy, and I can do a ton of damage as is with Axe of Godfrey. So all I really need at this point is to get rid of this for a damage negation perk, or a real damage negation perk, rather. At this point, I'm wondering if it might not even be worth going to the special shop, despite its extreme value to me, and the fact that it has a Wendy. I'll go there. I kind of want to get the Wendy. I'm not so worried about the night boss, or day 3 boss so much as I am the rest of the expedition, because it's Caligo, who happens to be pretty easy as on Raider. Like, you can just stance break her, and she will go down really fast. You should get a ton of damage in on her legs, and she'll die just like that. I also need to check this shop and buy stuff here, but I'm not going to do that yet because I don't need to. There is one of these shops in the castle that I'm going to be going to and killing as many of the Godskins as I can, starting with the Bloodhound Knights in the basement and just killing loose. Not loose. Loose is the wrong word. I'm not going to be able to kill very many of them, but I should be able to kill enough to make a good point. Like, in trios, obviously, you'd be able to kill more, especially than what I'm doing right now, just running around the map doing utility stuff. Like, going all the way for this merchant to buy the Wending Grace, which I actually might not even buy, but it's Caligo, so, like, passives, and then Dragon Wound Grease, and then all that good stuff. Like, get this, 2 stacks of Dragon Grease. I think I'll just buy 1, actually. Unfortunately, there is a pretty good charge attack sub-shop, not for damage negation passives, though. I gotta get out of here before this guy sees me. I was gonna buy the Gold Scarab, but I didn't get time to, and I have something that's equally as good anyway. Need to build up Knighted Dregs. I am wasting quite a lot of time right now, but what I'll do right now is go straight to the crystal, clear as many of the basement enemies and then the roof enemies as I can, and I should end up with quite a lot of runes, despite dying as much as I did. Despite dying as much as I did and dilly-dallying as much as I did, like going to the special shop, not even buying the Gold Scarab, which is a mistake that was rewarded by finding a Millicent's Prosthesis, which is going to convert to a higher damage up than you'd get from buying the Gold Scarab as far as Libra's runes are concerned anyway. Also, pro tip here, if you're going from this way to the top left castle, you can just actually walk to the crystal first and it'll be a bit quicker. You traverse the map much faster by using the crystal. I really am not going to get to clear that much of the castle, unfortunately. Again, this is a solo run, so this is kind of unrealistic in that regard. What I'm trying to do here is specifically not touch that Grace to keep Knighted Dregs going and save as much time as possible. It's on 1 stack now. That's a very unlucky occurrence that can happen sometimes where you're building it up this whole time and then you have one instance, like the single tick between when Poison and Raw below max HP starts to build up. This is an okay perk. I guess I'll take it over this thing, but building up Knighted Dregs, like, that can occasionally happen where you'll just hit a bad single second, like, not single second, single tick, because this effect builds up the status ailment immediately, but it takes it like a tick to start doing it. I'm going to be very careful here because I only have successive attacks that gate damage, which is not by any means sufficient. Should be fine here, though. Very nice. It's another charge attack weapon, interestingly enough. I don't think I'm going to take it, though. As much as I do really like Giza's Wheel. I do need to take damage, though. If you could attack me, that would be cool. More than that, please, for Knighted Dregs. I'm wasting quite a lot of time here trying to get a showcase done. Thank you. There is another Bloodhound Knight down there. Always go down there. What I'm doing is not generally advisable, but I don't have much time on the clock anymore, so what I'm going to do is just go and try and kill whatever boss is down here, get as many runes as possible. Magmorm will die really, really fast. The Raider's charge attack weapons proceeds to immediately not use the charge attack. And get owned. I was spamming my ult button, thank you. Miyazaki. Nice gameplay by me. Ah, I hate that it spawns you out here. In this case, I will actually kill the other Bloodhound Knight because I'm running right through where he is. And he's not that hard to kill anyway. These dudes give you so many runes, though. Like, look at that. 35k? That's crazy. That's so much money. Try and hopefully get a damage negation passive so I don't die like I previously just did. I need to get my ass out of here. Not doing my best job showcasing what I'd like to, but either way. Hopefully the advice I have provided is at least pretty useful here. Just gonna kill this guy. Look how fast this guy dies. That's what I was trying to highlight previously, is that if you just land charge attacks, this enemy evaporates. Very, very important for me to not die again with how rough my situation already is, though. If he could stop charging, that'd be great. Alright. Gamer move. I gotta ult to keep this guy from... Or not. Okay, whatever, tough guy. Bunch of nothing. Gotta get out of here. I'm gonna take a little damage in the storm to start Night of Dregs, and I'll go this way. Specifically to kill the enemies that are up here. There is a Godskin Noble that spawns right at this spot. What would actually be really smart of me is to go grab the Twiggy tier at the shop and just go ham and kill as many of these guys as possible. I might do that, actually. Not get pushed into his flames. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the store and buy a Twiggy Crack tier, drink it, and then just kill as many of these guys as possible so as to have as many runes as I need, or as runes as I want, rather. Of course, assuming this guy doesn't kill me, which he didn't. Real damage gain would be nice. Twiggy Crack tier, one of the most underrated items in the game. I also did not buy a wending race from this store, so that's something I really need to do. Boom, boom. Gotta be very careful here. I'm not really gonna have time for anything all that important, but just showcasing this tech anyway. There is also another charge attack set. This was probably a mistake of an idea, because I'm not actually going to have time to kill anything at all. Yeah, at that point, I'm actually just going to go buy the other charge attack set, because the damage negation is not that valuable in this thing. And I can just die here, and Twiggy Crack tier will revive me in the circle for free. I do not spend a revive on this. I do not get any closer to dying. Very big piece of advice in general to the game. Looks like it is Godskins. Yeah, that's why I wanted to buy the charge attack weapons, because my damage is this huge, even without Night of Dregs active. It would have been even huger with Geese's Wheel, to be honest. That thing is so good. Absolutely tearing everything up. I mean, come on, this is fucking easy mode. Gotta be careful though, because I don't have any damage negations. Oh, Godskin Apostle got me through that. Very high skill move there. Drop the symbol of Avarice to not die. That is a I am paying attention type move. Try and just kill this guy. I am gonna use one of my revives at least here. Probably would have had time to land a charge attack, which would one-tap him, but that's fine. I need to make sure I don't actually lose the game here. Alright, Apostle. Your turn. I don't have anything to cheese the guy, do I? Yeah, that was unwise. That's okay. Caligo should, unless I choked at this guy and lose another 2 whole lives to him, which already, yeah, okay, come on. What? Already looks like it's not going to happen. He's just dead here. Caligo should be absolutely no problem at all. Physical damage, amazing. Should have picked up Symbol of Avarice again, but that's okay. I don't really need it. I'll build up Knight and Dregs before the boss starts, so I can just take care of Caligo as she spawns in, unless it's Everdark, which would be kind of annoying. Only level up 1 time because of Libra. And spend as few runes as possible. So, while I'm setting up Knighted Dregs, there are a couple things that, around this map in particular, that I like to go over. So obviously I wasted a lot of time, not necessarily wasted, in the case of Libra and the special shop, because those things increment my damage more than like doing anything else, because I got Libra buff with 160k runes, which is like a 43-ish% damage, I think. It's just so much damage. You have to go do Libra every single time he spawns. I went and got the Spike Cracked here and Dragon Wound Grease. That's another 50% or so damage. I went and duped my charge attacks up for another 19% damage. All the things I did in this run as far as incrementing my own damage were like the correct moves to make in that position. Obviously, I also did die a lot. But the start of the route towards the castle is how you start every single game on this map. That's just how you do it to have the best results every single time. You always need to go to this castle on day 1 and enter through this sewer. Like, in trios, those Banish Knights give me about 35,000 souls each. They were giving me 52k here, which add 50% to that. There you go. Like, in trios, red Banish Knights, 35,000 souls each. Those are usually enough to put you at level 7, unless 2 or 3 of them are not red, which is very unlucky and is unlikely to happen. So, disregarding the unlucky circle, this was the unlucky circle and the amount of time I wasted doing stuff that was not clearing the castles. Like, normally you go and clear all the castles, but I didn't need to here because I had so many other useful things to do, and I did mention previously that I will make more videos on this map because it's extremely deep. Not exactly sure how I will label this one. Maybe start here and then top right start into bad day 1 circle, something like that. But knowing how to act in every scenario is extremely important. Every time you spawn in the top right, you just take this airplane, take the hawk, and go get crystals. Like, there's a crystal at this spot, there's a crystal here, here, here. There's 2 down this way, there's 1 here, and there's 1 up here. This is you. In most cases, this combined with the one that's going to spawn either here or here is going to be enough for you and your teammates to get the crystal buff and start working on the castle, which I mean, it's practically speaking is completely required. Looks like it is Everdark. Gotta be a little careful and drink a flask first. But I will make it quite clear first, I think. Buff. 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 I'm sure to get hit by this. Motherfucker, you missed me. Nice aim. Even without my Dragon Moon Grease. Okay, this is fucking easy mode. Jesus Christ. Might actually kill her before the phase transition. go this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kill her before the phase transition, actually. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Raider in solo is kind of easy mode, like, let's be honest. This is Depth 5, by the way. Depth 5 Everdark boss. So back to what I was saying. I will make more videos on this map because there are a lot of scenarios. There are 3 spawn points which have very different courses of action. Does not look like I'm going to be needing any of this. So do expect more in the coming days on like how to play different spawns. I might make some in trios, like just on a whim that I find a Great Hollow in trios. Obviously in solo it took way too fucking long to find. Like look at all these runs, and these are all the runs I've previously played and uploaded. Like you can go and check. This is every single run that I've uploaded over the last couple days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where was that up to? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 15th map that I found. That is a bit unlucky. So this is a general overview of what to do in any case. Now, like, maps with different results. Like, one where I wouldn't really want to go to the Dupe altar if the circle is here or here, or here or here. Not here, the circle can't be here. Here or here is what I'm thinking. Then you just, like, straight rush the castle and get as much loot as possible. Like, that's what I was trying to do, killing as many Godskins, Bloodhound Knights, Banish Knights, and if this were not Holy Bird dudes and it were not like, outside of the circle, I would be clearing out this castle. And if I had cleared out this entire castle, like say if it was Clean Rot Knights, normally I'd be able to clear like 90% of the castle. Then it comes to day 2. Circle is here or here. I would start to go to the top left of the map, depending on the day 2 circle location. If it's top left, I just clear this entire castle, and then whatever time I have left can be used to do really anything. At that point, you're probably going to be buff enough like I was in this video. Obviously killing Everdark Caligo at depth 5 in like 4 attacks. But total easy mode game. You're probably going to be powerful enough to where it doesn't really matter what you do at that point, right? But in the case that it's top left, you just clear the top left castle. In the case that it's bottom right, you've already cleared most of this castle. What you actually do is you go and clear this ruins. This is something I'll try and showcase in another video, and it's something I have showcased before. Like, the last video I played with Great Hollow was... I'm actually go on YouTube and look, because this has that exact route put into action. Let's see... It's literally just called I Love Great Hollow. That video has the route where you clear all of bottom right castle day 1. You go to top left castle day 2. You get a bad circle. Then you go and you clear whatever's down here. So there's this ruins. There's this boss. In this case, it was a red blackblade kindred. There's also a boss right here, and there's a boss right here as well. And on the way to the circle, there's this boss. And if you have time, there's maybe you left something back in the bottom right castle. But there's also the Great Church up here. So there's a lot of stuff to do, even like at all times in this map. I did not have a moment of time where I was really not doing something important, aside from, of course, dying several times, you know, lack of skill. But in any case, this is Great Hollow Guide 1. I hope you found this very instructive. So do subscribe for more. I'll post more of these in the coming days. I actually might go do another one right now. I could add a segment to, I could add to this video and just queue for another Great Hollow map, but I'm gonna make that another video because I could do it, but I don't want this to be an hour and a half long. So that's part 1 of the tutorial for Great Hollow that I have been requested to make. So thanks a lot for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.